Way to put it, my friend, and we're having a great conversation here, Representative Steve King and I. You know him from Iowa. It's great to have you here, and we're talking about this. Before we get to the speech, let's deal with the moment. You feel that you were a part of something special today.
Oh, you could just feel this. Inside the chamber, you could feel it. You could feel his presence when he walked in the room. You could feel the way the people reacted inside the chamber, both in the gallery and the members, House members and senators. You just had that feeling you're in the presence of the Pontiff and your presence of His Holiness. And then all eyes and ears were on his words, and the focus and the intensity and trying to pick up every syllable as he spoke, which was difficult, by the way. But I don't think I can just say this, I think, conclusively. I've never seen such attentiveness on the part of the members, not for a State of the Union address, not for a speech by anyone that I recall in my 13 years here.
Jake commented on the same, that he and Dana both said, we've never heard them listen like this. And not as a criticism, but as an observation. Do you feel relief or pride at how the men and women in that chamber dealt with what was being said? There were 24 applause lines, standing ovation on the way in and on the way out.
I'd just say both of those. But I wasn't very concerned that there would be a partisan division. That message went out to try to avoid that. But I didn't get the sense that that was enforced discipline at all. It was a natural thing that flowed. And you would listen sometime and you hear the applause start over on the Democrat side, then it roll over to the Republican side. And then a couple of times I'd say it started the other way and rolled over. But in each case, it was balanced, it was respectful, it was appreciative. And I think that's reflective of the language he used in his speech as well.
Now, we're going to have plenty of time to process the content of this speech. You've got to think about it and what mattered to you. He did really emphasize immigration on this, and you know how he did it. We were looking at the speech together, preparing for this, him likening it to the Golden Rule. And as we see on the screen right now, the Pope in the papal fiat has arrived at St. Patrick's. He's foregoing the congressional lunch to feed the homeless. That is obviously a signature Pope Francis inclination, and that's what's going on right now. The crowd will respond to his exiting the vehicle. The likening of the Golden Rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and that is his rationale for why to respect the people who want to come to this country. Did it make you think of that issue any differently?
Well, I'd say that one thing that the Catholic Church seems to miss is the importance of the nation-state as sovereignty. And if you're going to protect the rule of law, you have to have borders and have to have the nation-state. Now, also, though, but I absolutely agree with the Church's position to respect the dignity of every human person. And the language that he uses really focuses on that, and we should encourage and provide opportunities. But by the same token, if we open up our borders, eventually we sink the lifeboat that is America, and that next phase of the practicality of this wasn't addressed in his speech. But I said, as we spoke earlier, too, that all of the language that in his speech that I've had an opportunity to evaluate, and there were a few words I missed, more than a few I missed in the early part of it especially. It was broad, it was inclusive, it was logical, and there wasn't a lot there to disagree with, whether you were from the right or to the left or the center. And I think that was designed that way. If I had written the speech, as I was kind of joking in a way, it would have been sharper, it would have been more definitive, and it's a good thing I didn't. I'm glad he did, and I am relieved that he gave the kind of speech that makes everybody feel good about our faith, our Christianity, our country.
And the humanity that we should apply to one
Indeed.
another. Congressman, thank you for being with us and sharing what it was like to be in that room.